Greetings. My name is Lance Bell. I will say this as I open this week's show. I will be so happy when this election is over in a couple of weeks, and I really mean that. It has been a disaster all the way, and there's no question about that. Now, I decided not to do videos directly addressing the debates, and there was a reason for that. I wanted to watch all three first and give my thoughts after the fact. The debates were so made for TV that they were almost unwatchable. Let's be real. Did you expect anything less from them? I sure did not, and it shows in the posting from people all across the internet, and you know it. Instead of me going on a long commentary about this, I decided to take a different route on this. I know that there is an unwritten rule that you do not talk politics at the bar. But in this video from Reuters, they are at a bar in New York City, and in this video, everyday people spoke about the last debate, and they gave their thoughts.
Okay, well, I just think like the America that I already know, the America that welcomed my father, my grandfathers, that America has already known his president, and that's Hillary Clinton. You know, I think like if we elect this guy, it will already be a very big disaster. Donald Trump is not those kind of guys whose American should like re-elect. I mean, definitely I'm going for Hillary Clinton, and I think the other people, they're not that dumb to elect a guy like Donald Trump. And
I thought it was the best of the three so far. I thought they both came to play and play really hard. I thought for the first time ever, Trump made even 10% sense in the things that he's saying. I think he's right on trade. I think that we need to figure that out. And I think Hillary came with her A game. I think that she finally stood up to this bully that she's been dealing with. I think that she was fair and honest. I think she was presidential.
She was born in this country, but they were not. They work hard. They do everything.
I agree that there was a little more substance in this debate. I thought it turned out at least a tiny bit more civil than the other ones, but I'm just glad that I'm getting tired of this noise coming from the political sphere, and I'm going to be glad once November 8 is over and the election's over.
Want to see the deportation force that Donald has talked about in.
I feel like Hillary did a good job of, sticking to the topic and not getting distracted by, the interruptions of Trump and things of that nature. But overall, it was good. I think Trump did his best this debate for the first time, which is great. That he got good coaching, so that was awesome.
I thought Hillary Clinton was absolutely phenomenal. I thought that Trump was his natural, nasty self as usual. And overall, I thought it was a great debate, and it showed what the candidates have to bring to the table.
I thought the debate was interesting. I actually thought that Trump was he did pretty well, and Hillary did well also. I think the expectations for Trump are lower, so I think maybe he kind of edged her out a little bit in this one. But I thought they both made some strong points, and the thing is, he didn't have any major gaffes, so I think the public is looking at him as a more normal candidate now. So.
There's no doubt Donald's probably not as refined as Hillary is. I mean, because, she's been in politics for so long. But the thing that I love about him, I think he speaks from the heart. I mean, if you challenge him, he comes back at you. And, I like that approach. I mean, I think it's American.
It's like two dogs fighting. Just, going in before it what was going to happen. Regardless of what happens, just drag them apart and don't let them kill each other.
I hate this election. I think it's terrible. I probably will not vote for, I'll probably vote for like a third party candidate.
This video is about as real as it gets. Just about everyone in the video has formed an opinion, but it was not trying to slam it down people's throat. Now with that being said, here's where the issues come in. Right after the last debate, another accuser came out against Trump. Karina, Virginia claims that Donald Trump sexually assaulted her back in 1998 at the U.S. Tennis Open in Queens, New York. This video is a long one, but I think that it's important that I play the entire video for context. So let's watch.
Last night in the final presidential debate, Mr. Trump was asked to respond to the allegations of 9 women who alleged that they had been the victims of inappropriate sexual contact by Mr. Trump. He responded, quote, "Nobody has more respect for women than I do," end quote. His response is ludicrous in light of the fact that 9 women have come forward with allegations that Mr. Trump engaged in kissing them without their consent, groping them, grabbing their breasts and vagina, forcing his tongue down one woman's throat, attempting to have a sexual relationship with another, and generally behaving in accordance with Mr. Trump's own words, which were captured on tape, bragging about what he wanted to do with women and to women.
I have been advised that Mr. Trump will probably call me a liar, just as he called all the other women liars who have made accusations against him. Or perhaps he will label me as just another nasty woman. Donald Trump was caught on tape bragging about groping women. A number of women. In 1998, I was at the U.S. Open tennis tournament in Flushing, Queens, New York. I was waiting for a car to arrive to take me home. As I was waiting, Donald Trump approached me. I knew who he was, but I'd never met him. He was with a few other men. I was quite surprised when I overheard him talking to the other men about me. He said, "Hey, look at this one. We haven't seen her before. Look at those legs." As though I was an object rather than a person. He then walked up to me and reached his right arm and grabbed my right arm. Then his hand touched the right inside of my breast. I was in shock. I flinched. "Don't you know who I am? Don't you know who I am?" That's what he said to me. I felt intimidated and I felt powerless. Then my car pulled up and I got in. After I closed the door, my shock turned to shame.
All right.
Your random moment of sexual pleasure came at my expense and affected me greatly. Mr. Trump revealed his true character in his own words on tape, which indicated that he felt entitled to grab women by their private parts. We should, to paraphrase Maya Angelou, believe him. To paraphrase Maya Angelou, believe him.
When I was watching this, the awful question kept popping into my head. Why didn't you say anything back then? And before anyone jumps on me, I understand that the biggest reason is shame. I get that. However, this looks way too convenient right now, and that is being said for the, and this is being said for the record. I am no fan of Trump. I hate to think that way, but I'm not the only person that thinks that has been a setup, and this statement is echoed across the entire political spectrum, not mutually exclusive to one political party. Just ask Julian Assange. Exiled in the Ecuadorian embassy, the founder of WikiLeaks got his internet shut off. In this short clip, he explains what are his plans for the rest of the year.
The material that WikiLeaks is going to publish before the end of the year is of a significant moment, such a significant moment in different directions, affecting three powerful organizations in 3 different states, as well as, of course, information previously referred to about the U.S. electoral process.
This specialization in large archives, and they are just a different nature. There's still the same journalistic process.
Now, from what I've seen and read, that they want to make sure that he is not influencing the election in this country, and with that statement, I call BS on that. If anything that comes true from what is said so far, we as an American citizen has the right to know, bottom line. So don't try to spin that. Now, watching the show so far, is there anything that politicians for Team Red that are supporting Trump? Well, there is. Co-producer of the Hayden Collins radio program, Austin Haygood, was at the Georgia Millennials for Trump rally in Atlanta. This was an interesting video, and I was explained. Me and Hayden spoke this week, and he was asked to take the video down. I am glad that he did not. I'm going to say this right now. If, and I mean if, the state of Georgia GOP try to pull the same thing with me, I will publicly blast you for that. That is a promise. As a full disclaimer, I will not be editing anything in this video, and you will be able to see that for yourself if you watch it on Hayden's channel. So let's watch, and I will give my thoughts.
Yeah, welcome back. It's the Hayden Collins Radio Program special segment. Austin's on the line with me. Austin, you got to cover the millennial debate. Intro this segment. Tell us what it's all about.
Well, we went to the Georgia Millennials for Trump rally here recently, and I got some video off of it. Mind you, the opening is kind of blurry on the wide shot. I think our lighting was a little bit off, but just bear with us here, and once we get into the questions, we start getting into the answers, it starts to look really good, and it sounds good as well. So bear with us here, and definitely look for Ginger Howard's answer on this question and listen to her answer, because I think hers is the most intriguing. And the question is, well, it's not a question, but it's, give your case for Trump. And I said, don't use the word Republican or Hillary. Let them have it.
All right, let's see how this goes.
All right, so I'm an undecided voter, and I'd like you all to address the undecided voters that are going to be watching this stream here and give us the case for Donald Trump. I know early voting starts tomorrow. We've already had absentee ballots released. So without mentioning Hillary Clinton or the word Republican, start with you, Senator. What's the case for Trump?
For me, the case for Trump is, one, he's a fighter. You just look around